welcome. Guys, we're on, and it's another episode of the Crypto Crew, where we are going to talk about the things that are going on this week. And man, there has been a lot of things going on with cryptocurrencies.
No doubt.
Madness is just total madness, Gary. It's never going to be the same in terms of what's going to happen to people because of Bitcoin, because of blockchain, and it's still that mysterious cloud over it. What is Bitcoin? And we're back again to try and explain it a little bit more. What is Bitcoin? How it's going to affect you one way or another. Whether you're going to know about it or not, it's going to happen to you. So
it changes everything.
Yeah.
We've been here setting up the show and trying to get a lot of stuff together to share with people, and it's I like that we'll have to show the folks that there's a product that you can squeeze into water, and it's a great commercial. Did you ever see the name of it? What was that product?
Mayo, something like that.
Mayo.
Yeah.
Anyway, you put it in the water, and it changes it purple. It changes different colors and flavors, you know. And it's a really witty commercial. And then at the end, you know, they're changing outfits as they're using the different colors, and it just change. And the tagline is basically, "The world will never
be the same, man."
Right. And that's the way it is with cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
It'll never be the same again. You know, this week it's been crazy. Bitcoin hit 5,000.
It happened at night too, Gary. Yeah.
Well, it was when the Asian markets were
exactly.
open. And we're going to talk about the Asian markets today. The Asian markets were open. Wow, 5,000.
5,000. Nobody said it would happen, even though yet they're projecting. I've heard as far, guys, and you all probably can confirm this. I heard as far potentially that
50,
one Bitcoin will be at 620.
No, I can't understand.
Yeah, 120,000.
I've heard 50.
600,
oh my God, it's just
620,000. Yeah. And I think the other part, and we probably talk about a little more, is that anybody can buy it. You don't. Remember I always talk about trying to chase the rabbit. If you're trying to chase a Bitcoin, if you're trying to wait till you get $5,000 to try and buy a Bitcoin, then you're missing why we're here. We're trying to convey that anybody can purchase a portion of a Bitcoin, whether it's you got $10, $15.
Kind of levels the playing
yeah,
field.
Anybody can get involved. You don't have to go after $5,000 chase.
Hey, I've got a good example right here.
So in other words, you're telling me I can't. Don't try to buy the rabbit. Go ahead and get the rabbit
Thank
foot.
you, man. Yeah, get the rabbit foot if that's all you can afford. Don't try to buy the rabbit.
Look at this graphic I just put up. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is Berkshire Hathaway. I mean, when are you going to get an opportunity to buy Berkshire Hathaway?
How much is it? It's $271,061.80 to buy one share.
Went down just a hair.
One share.
And $40. So you got down
excuse
$20.
me.
It gone down.
Yeah,
$20.
one share of stock.
Yeah, isn't that just crazy? I mean, think about you multi-bazillionaire.
I mean, there's only a few that can play that game.
But you know what? Anybody can buy
and get in with a Bitcoin.
Let me show you that.
That's
okay,
what
we talked about showing that to folks.
Exactly.
This is a website that you can figure. Here's $10, and that's how much Bitcoin it'll buy.
There you go. You in the game.
$10.
Right.
You're in the game.
You're in the game.
What's that? That's hamburger and fries.
If you have $100, you can buy 0.02229.
Instead of buying them gym shoes,
that's right.
buy that part of a Bitcoin.
Of course, if you want to buy one Bitcoin, it's 4,486 right at this present time.
$4,486.
But you're playing the game. That's the point.
And
Just
so you know what I would
get
suggest?
In the game.
I would suggest go out right now and buy some Bitcoin.
There you go.
You know, and you can get that at a number of different areas and places. Coinbase is a place where you can set up an account.
And you know what? And then that kind of ties into your risk, your risk level that you have.
Risk reward.
You say if you're a conservative guy or conservative lady, well, go out and put $50 into Bitcoin and see what happens to it 30 days or 6 months later. And if you like what you've seen, then you put a little bit more in there. So you kind of offset what your risk tolerance is based on how much you contributed in it. If it's going to be a mysterious item to you, that's how you find out what Bitcoin does.
Basically, the best way that you could start off is just take 10% of your investment portfolio and just put 10% into Bitcoin.
Just convert it.
Yeah, don't
There
go
you go.
crazy. Don't do a
Yeah,
whole
be
100%.
real conservative
Don't
about
ever
it.
do that.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Be
And
conservative.
it's like you teach your kids, and like you were taught when you were a kid, we all had a little piggy bank. You start put a little bit at a time.
A little bit of time.
And you can't, even saving, you can't save more than what you make.
Thank you.
And you can't save so much that you don't pay your bills.
Thank you.
Right.
You still have bills to pay every month.
Right.
So you save what's comfortable for you. And you put a little
Put
bit
it
away, a
in.
little bit away, a
Boom.
little bit away.
Boom.
It's the
Boom.
same way when you're investing in cryptocurrencies. And we talked to, look at this. I'm going to show the folks. This is a great chart right here. This chart is cryptocurrency market capitalization.
Yeah.
It is it's coinmarketcap.com. Okay? Coinmarketcap.com. It has all the cryptocurrencies in
Yeah.
there. Okay? It shows you what they're currently running. And one that I really like is Litecoin.
Mm-hmm.
That one's coming up. It was like $34 when I first got in this 6 months ago. And look at it now. It's doubled.
And it's double. And the other part that we failed to tell you is that you can find out what these cryptocurrencies did the last 6 months, the last year, the last 3 months.
Oh yeah, it does have that feature.
Yeah,
in
so
there.
you can see those features.
It
So you
gives
can
you
kind
like
of give you an
a
idea.
picture,
It
doesn't
gives
it?
you the history
Mhm.
of that particular cryptocurrency. So you can look at them,
Research it for
research
yourself.
it for yourself, and says, okay, I see what the history has been for this particular product. I'm gonna put in whether $10, $100, $300 towards that, and watch it. Just don't put it in there. Watch it and see what it does.
And
And for
that's
all
a
you
strat.
guys
Yeah.
out there that's Forex traders and you want to trade this particular product, you can do back testing. You can go back and look at the patterns.
Yeah.
All of the skills that you have in the Forex, you can
There
convert
you
it
go.
over to
There you go.
cryptocurrency. Nothing is new under the sun. All of
Nothing.
this stuff is the same.
Yeah, I'll show you what we're talking about here. On that same website, you have this what we call historical snapshots.
There you go.
And you can go and look at all these years and all of these different times. Like, how about the time when we got in? Let's just see about what it looked like the few
Yeah,
days that we
man.
were in.
Exactly.
What was that, about the
crazy.
end of April and of this
End of
year?
March.
Was
It was in the March.
It was in
It
the
was
March.
the end of March. Let's just take the 26th.
When we first got into the
Boom!
market.
The 26th.
That is crazy.
2007. Look, it was
Look at that.
$966 for.
One Bitcoin.
So do a calculation run on 10% of a Bitcoin from that point. How much it was at that point? That would have been about what?
With $96?
$96, 10%.
Temps is
Yeah,
$96.
$96.
So 10%
I
today of
bought
what it
some.
is
I
today.
bought some Bitcoin with that. kind of money.
What's 10% today of-
$500
of the 5,000?
roughly.
Well,
I mean,
we
440,
We need to go over to
Yeah.
our other.
$447
Okay.
will be a
There's
tenth of a Bitcoin.
All right. 10.
And what is it today?
Yeah,
$447.
$47.
So from the end of March till the early part of September, it went from, what was it,
$96
to $446.
That's almost a 400%. That's almost a 400% return.
Yep, without doing anything.
Yep.
You didn't do anything to get that money. How much money, how many hours
How
did you have
long
to
has
work?
it been since,
You couldn't have got that in the
how
bank in a
long has
year,
it
I
been
tell you that.
Since the bank ever gave
Oh, they're
you
not gonna do
kind
that.
of money?
They're not gonna do that
Or
in a
the
year's
stock
time.
market ever gave
They're
you
not
that
gonna
kind
do
of
it.
money.
Your 401k is not doing that
No,
either.
Maybe.
it ain't.
Exactly.
It ain't happening.
Exactly.
We're talking about how crazy this is. Last week we talked about that video with Brian Gumbel
Right.
on the Good Morning or Today Show or something. I've got that now. You want me
Kick
to
it
play?
out, kick it out,
Yeah,
man.
this
Kick it
is
out,
like
kick it out.
Because everybody's a doubter.
Right.
You
Right.
got your doubt, and we're early adopters. And anybody in it? What were you telling me, Marvin, about the percentage?
There's right now only about 1% of Americans have any portion of a Bitcoin. So that means 1%. So 99% of Americans are not involved in Bitcoin right now.
Or
So that
cryptocurrency.
shows
Or
that this
cryptocurrency.
is that shows this is an
Big.
emerging
Yeah,
economy.
it's an emerging market.
It's underneath, but it's funny. I think the people in power don't want us to.
Oh
know
no, they
this.
don't want
Oh, no.
Of course
There's
not.
for a number of reasons. Okay, but I think I showed you the other day. I said, let's look up what Bitcoin article on CNN.
Yeah.
I put Bitcoin into the search engine. There was
Nothing.
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 CNN.
Nothing. Because they don't know about it.
Well, not only do they not know about
They
it,
don't wanna know.
They don't want us to
I'm
know.
being
Yeah.
a conspiracy theorist
Right.
here. I don't think they want us knowing about it. I think the people that own those news services don't. They just let's do another story. You know what I mean? They don't want the common man, because it has boiled it down to the common man. For guys like us who are business owners,
It's peer-to-peer transactions.
right, who can get involved in something at the ground floor on a level playing field. It's like the internet where we're going to show them this video. People just don't know about it. And if you've tuned into this show and you have not a clue what we're talking about,
Good.
But you need to tune back in.
Yeah.
You need to subscribe to this channel, because we're going to go into all of the articles that are going on about cryptocurrency. We're going to talk about the things you do have to be buyer beware.
Right.
We're going to talk about tools that you can use, such as some of the tools here that we were just
Now, you
showing.
know, Gary, just as you mentioned it, you have to be careful. Water is good for you, but you can drink too much.
Actually, it'll kill you.
You can drink too much water
That's right.
over a certain period of time, and it won't be good for you. So,
If you drink it up
Yeah.
too much, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
That's an actual
Yeah.
medical condition. All right, let's go ahead and listen to Brian Gumble and the crew there at today's show talking about the internet, 1994. 1994, and it'll kind of give us a
little deja vu.
Deja vu,
Yeah.
and next thing how people thought of the internet, but look at this
Exactly.
everyday part
Look
of our
at it
life.
now. Look at you
Cryptocurrency will
now.
be the same way.
Back now at 56 past, I wasn't prepared to translate that as I was doing that little tease.
Oh, that's
that little
right.
mark with the A and then the ring around it.
At?
See, that's what I said. Katie said she thought it was about.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'd never heard
Or
it.
around
I'd never
or
heard it
about.
said. I'd always
That's
seen the
right.
mark, but never heard
Yeah.
it said. And then it sounded stupid when I said it. Violence at NBC.
Yeah, I
wouldn't
heard
be
something
around
big
or
fight
about.
up in the lunchroom the other
See,
week.
there it is. Violence at NBC. GE.com. I mean,
Well, Allison should know. What do you
is
say to that,
internet
Allison?
anyway?
Internet is that
Massive computer
right,
network.
the one that's becoming really big now.
What do you mean? That's big. How does one? What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
No, she can't say anything in 10 seconds or less.
Oh, Allison will be in the studio shortly.
What is
What
it?
does it mean?
It's a giant computer network made up of started from.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us what this was.
It's like
You've been
a
looking in the
computer
dictionary.
billboard.
It's not an. It's a computer billboard, but it's
Right.
nationwide, and it's several universities and everything all joined together. And
Right.
And others can access it.
and-
Right.
And it's getting bigger and bigger all the time.
It
Just
came
great.
in really handy during the quake. A lot of people, that's how they were communicating out to tell family and loved ones they were okay because all the phone lines were down.
I was telling Katie, and I've
But
been
you don't
talking.
need that. You don't need a phone line to operate internet.
No.
Wow.
see?
Man,
Isn't that crazy?
amazing.
That's great.
Just a few years ago.
Oh,
That's
man.
amazing.
Right back at the same spot again. So,
With cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
Amazing.
cryptocurrency.
This is going to change even the internet
Yeah.
world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about that earlier. The server, I think, on our last show, the relationship between the client server.
Yeah.
Always had to have that middleman involved, the bank or
But
or
now-
the Facebook or the Google or somebody in
Right.
there. You know, in the triangle here.
Yeah.
We've kind of taken the triangle out.
Exactly.
The middleman
Hey,
is out.
the
It's a
triangle.
new game.
Exactly.
It's a new game, man. And so
The Illuminati. We're
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
taking them out, man. The triangle.
there's been a shakedown. There's been a shakedown.
from
So
the neck down. So it's changed the thing.
Man.
Now I can peer to peer send you money and you send me money, and it can be trusted.
yep. And I guess because that's never been heard of before. You've always used that third party to do it, and it's as Pat says, a paradigm shift. I mean, it's going to change the way that you do a transaction, and it's just like when the credit card first came out. people were real suspicious of the credit card because they was always used to using almost cash. They use cash.
Yeah.
And you come up there with that credit card saying, I'm going to pay you with this card. They wouldn't accept. And you can even find that today. You still go some places where they only accept cash. They're not as busy.
Right.
Well, the only reason they don't accept credit cards in those places is because of the fees.
Because of the fees.
Yep.
That's what kills a lot of these.
The merchant service fee
They just
is what they're
clean their
doing. They say,
clock.
I can't afford it.
Exactly.
Don't want to pay it, rather, more than
And,
anything.
yeah, there you go.
So that's
Well,
it.
but the biggest thing people still need to understand is that the paradigm shift of looking at cryptocurrencies is just as vast as the paradigm shift of back in 1994 when people were talking about the internet. There were a whole bunch of people out there at that time who just really didn't understand the dynamic of this new technology, which is what it was. They couldn't understand how it could apply to them on a day-to-day basis. It just seemed like, okay, that's for institutions, that's for the government, has no relevance to me. So there was a lot of skepticism on a large scale back in those days as to how in any way could it be relevant to them. Well, you fast forward now, what, all these 25 years into the future, and you're looking at now the shifting of money. Money is changing. How we determine what money really is, where does its value come from?
Wow.
So the internet, we have to look at cryptocurrency. That is what we would now call internet money. Okay, it is internet money. It is that same shift of thinking as to what credit card was to using cash payments. Cryptocurrency today is what that shift was with going from cash to credit cards. Now we're going from credit cards over into internet money. It's a global phenomenon.
And there's a big competition going on between coins.
Right?
You know, they all have a unique, the altcoins is what we call them. Everybody's probably heard of Bitcoin, of course.
No,
but
most people haven't.
Well, no, they haven't.
Those who have heard of anything have
heard
heard of
okay,
Bitcoin.
let's put it that way. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So the ones who have heard of Bitcoin, they probably not even aware of these cryptocurrencies that are altcoins.
Right.
And there's a lot of competition who can bring to the market certain innovations that coin has built within its blockchain to be able to accomplish. See, it's got a whole different, not only is it a valuable, the coin is valuable, the cryptocurrency, or has a value that can be transferred, but it also has a technology that can ride on its infrastructure.
But what you all are tapping, when you say currency, that means that you can take a Bitcoin anywhere in terms of, you can take it to Asia, you can take it to Russia, you can send it to North America, you can send it to South America. It's where you tap in, you can send it. It's a currency. You can send it anywhere. And it doesn't take long for it to occur. And I think that's the thing that's also, I don't know, I think, I could be wrong, but I think it takes $300 to send money to Australia. 300, and it may take maybe 3 or 4 days before you actually get that money.
At least 24 hours.
At least 24 hours. And I mean, then the cost of sending that money, whereas with Bitcoin, that's the technology of it. It's the Bitcoin, and it's tying into what we're talking about. Because of that technology is so powerful, it is so powerful, we don't even know. It's just like tapping into a high voltage machine or something, and you don't realize how much power is in there. And it's so much power in there, and you're trying to tap into it, not understanding how it works. And so that's the thing that we're always trying to learn. The more we learn and understand how this Bitcoin currency or cryptocurrency will affect us, the better we can use it. And so that's the big thing that we need to recognize.
You know, they've got these new technologies, and we say this competition is coming out here. We talked earlier about, before we came on the air, the U-Trust, and I told you guys about that I think last week. U-Trust, and I was really frustrated because I saw something about it. I went online. I heard they had an ICO, which is initial coin offering. I wanted to get involved in that. I started finding out about it. So I got in on the computer and I tried to sign up, but they said, so a disclaimer came up, says, sorry, it's not available in the United States citizens. I thought, well, that's the first time as a United States citizen I've gotten into
turned down, huh?
Turned down for on the bad side of being because being a United States citizen is supposed to be the best thing ever. Everybody wants to get here and you get a citizenship, you know. But when it comes to cryptocurrency, I guess it's not that way. So I kind of put it off, and I was looking at my Exodus wallet, and I seen the kind of coins that were available in that Exodus wallet, and one of them was Omisko.
Mm-hmm.
I forget.
Amisco.
And it is a cryptocurrency that is being used in Asia very effectively. And some of the Asian countries seem to adopt these coins beyond Bitcoin. They like Bitcoin, but they also adopt some of these other coins for specific uses. In Thailand, the Omnigo coin, I'm pronouncing that, I'm slaughtering that, I know I am. It just came up this week, and they all have these funny names. Anyway, that coin, and I think I'll put it up, maybe if I look at it, I'll pronounce it correctly.
Omisigo.
Omisigo. Let me see here. Go back to, that's the historical snapshot. We can go back from that. Okay, capitalizations, and I'll go ahead and take that. So, here it is. Omisigo. There you go. When I look at it, it's easier pronounced. Omisigo. And so I was looking into it, and I found, and that U-Trust was interesting. That coin offering is interesting. But then I found out, going to the website of Omisigo, that they are part of this U-Trust. And U-Trust coin offering is for developing the platform and infrastructure for a app and a currency and a
it's like a pay remittance.
Well, pay remittance, as well as a merchant account for the merchants and they've adopted it in Thailand and in Asia there, and it's become very popular, and people are quickly adopting it, and it's going to go off the charts. It's sitting here at was it $10?
$10.
You know, a little over $10, and it's gonna explode. And there's other companies that are wanting to do similar things, and they're trying to get out on the market. So I guess there's just a lot of competition, is what I'm saying. So kind of brings up that video. This topic, I keep coming back to the video that you got ready. A little cute gal that does the Dash videos. What's her name? Amanda B something.
The Dash Girl.
The Dash Girl. Amanda the Dash Girl. And she kind of does an allegory that we're going to pull up here that I think is pretty cool. And of course, she's it was done in 2016. She created the video, and it was kind of creative the way she tells the allegory. But it takes the top coins and it talks about them as
the top 7 coins.
The girl that comes to the ball, and they got the main girl, which is the Bitcoin, and she's the queen of the debutante. But then the other ones, so they can get in, they kind of bow to her and say, "We're not trying to take over here."
Bitcoin makes up 50% of the market. And the rest of the guys take up the rest.
So let's show that video.
Check it out,
to folks, and then they can get kind of an idea of what we're talking about here. All right.
So again, to restate the question, if Dash is so great, why is it only number 7 in market cap? Well, as we all know, and probably most, even maximalists will even admit, Bitcoin, of course, holds the number 1 spot due almost entirely to a first-mover advantage in that everyone knows and readily admits that it doesn't offer any features or any benefits not found in any of its competitors. Rather, it has achieved the most network effect at the time due to a first-mover advantage. But what about Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, Monero, and Ethereum Classic in spots 2 through 6? Imagine with me, if you will, for a moment, that a very beautiful and vain and prideful sort of woman were to throw a ball, a party, and the only way that other females could make it through the door of this party is to assure her that she is the best, she is the highest, and they are of no real threat to her, are not competing with her in any way. This may sound like a silly little story, and you may be wondering what it's doing on Dash Detailed, but I think it's a fitting allegory for how the cryptosphere has worked thus far. See, of course, the very beautiful and popular and vain and prideful hostess is Bitcoin, and arriving at the doorstep in the number 2 spot is Ethereum. From the very beginning, many Ethereum adherents have been adamant about saying we have no interest in offering anything like a currency. Ether is to be used only as gas to fuel smart contracts, so fear not Bitcoin, we are not here attempting to be a peer-to-peer electronic cash. And so Ethereum was led into the party. Then arrives Ripple at the number 3 spot, and Ripple is very clear about wanting to build a sort of property transfer backend for banking and financial institutions, not at all seeking to offer an end-user product. Ripple is led into the party. Then comes Litecoin in the number 4 spot, and it has actually been a tagline within at least a portion of the Litecoin community for years that Bitcoin is the gold and they are the silver. Naturally, Litecoin is led into the party. Then Monero arrives to the party in the number 5 spot, making it clear that they are targeting their product only to users who want the highest of privacy and who don't mind using things like command line interfaces because their product is targeted to the tech savvy and people who would never think of using something like a transparent blockchain, like Bitcoin's. Monero is led into the party. And then finally, Ethereum Classic in the number 6 spot has the same pitch as Ethereum, so is let into the party as well. And then Dash arrives, and Dash makes the seeming faux pas of telling the hostess, hello, you are wonderful and you are beautiful, but I do believe that I am superior, that I have more to offer, and that I shall become more wonderful and beautiful than you, and I would like to consume your entire market cap and even surpass it. And how do I see this playing out? Again, another corny allegory, but the thing that happens between Harry Potter and Voldemort in the last book, you know, the prophecy that says neither can live while the other survives, it's probably going to be something like that, honestly, because Bitcoin and Dash are basically competing for the exact same market, which is to be a peer-to-peer electronic cash. Or rather, Bitcoin used to be competing for that. They seem to be mostly confused about what they're going for now, which is why Dash is looking like a better and better bet every day. So I hope that analysis provides some sort of insight for you. Were you looking for it? Because it's a very valid question.
Okay. Wow.
All right.
Now, one thing we got to be aware of, we have to make a disclaimer here.
Okay.
Now, she works for Dash.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, she's spokesmodel.
So there's a little bias.
Cute little spokesmodel.
Yeah. So we want to make sure that she's going to lean more toward Dash. And all we want to do is just give you guys the information of all the different cryptocurrencies that's out there. Do your own investigating.
Yeah, you got to study this a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
You can't
people that are on Wall Street making money are not silly.
Yeah, you can't be casual about this.
They're not casual. They make it and get serious about it. But if you want to take, and the opportunity here is for the regular guys, regular folks, you know, with limited resources to begin tapping in. Now, this is the time to tap in because you said that 1% you were reading.
Got 1%.
Where did you read that?
I was actually, it's an article from a company or magazine called Seeking Alpha, and the guy that actually
that's a major source.
Yeah, it's a
for
major
lot of
source.
people in the investment
got about
area.
it's an investment magazine. They got been out since 2004. They got about 3.4 million subscribers and everything.
To that letter.
To that letter, yeah.
Wow.
And so it's kind of got a conservative twist to it, but it kind of taps into just a little bit different subject when he says Bitcoin won't go to zero. And
that's the article.
Yeah, the article is about Bitcoin won't go to zero, and it's just kind of related to Bitcoin. Looking at Bitcoin as a technology, when you link it to the blockchain, that it's just in its innovative position. Like I said,
it started out almost at zero. Look
there you go. You know, in 2009 it was 1 cent, and in less than 10 years, it's at 3. At that point, and
well,
I guess that was done
early this summer.
That was
summer.
Early this summer.
That was early this summer.
Patrick, you sent me that.
Yeah.
PW.
Yeah.
So it's hard to keep something dry when it comes to Bitcoin, man, because it's forever changing.
Now here's that article you're referring to.
Yeah, and it talks about Bitcoin cannot go to zero because it's a technology, and that it's in its innovative stage, where there's less than about 1% of Americans, as I said before, about 1% of Americans are involved with the Bitcoin in terms of purchasing a Bitcoin. So
which is the cryptocurrency most recognizable.
Right. There's others out there, but in terms of the Bitcoin, which is the big most popular one that everybody's out, there's only 2.8 million people that are involved in a Bitcoin.
So how few are involved in the all other?
Oh man, it's just crazy amount.
It's probably even less than what's involved in.
So the opportunity to do it
now.
is
early
now.
adoption is now.
Early adoption, man, because it's going to be.
I am so glad that we got involved in this, guys. I mean, 6 months ago, as a matter of fact, I don't believe I've met you guys. I knew Carl for years.
Yeah,
he already lived in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And but you guys have known each other in business.
Oh yeah.
And we got in. You and I got in this cryptocurrency thing that was we don't want to talk about. And everybody that's got involved in some of these high risk
scenarios
with Bitcoin. Triple your Bitcoin, make a ridiculous amount of money every day.
That's where your education started, though. If it wasn't,
but that's where my education. I got my butt burned, man. I got burned.
Well, that's how you learn how to walk. You got to fall. You
that's
gotta,
right.
You got to fall.
I got my butt burned good.
Fall forward.
I got a spanking.
Fall
you
forward.
Know who else is getting a spanking right now?
Who else getting a spanking?
Well, Berkshire Hathaway.
Yep.
You saw how
that right?
And all the stock market is.
They're getting spanked by Bitcoin.
They are, and you take Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
He's getting a spanking.
He's getting spanked.
Matter of fact, in an article I came across this week in another magazine, I'll just pull that up. Let me see here. Well, that's your article. There you go.
There he is.
How Bitcoin beat Buffett.
Exactly.
I mean, this is another Wealth Daily. It's a big
magazine.
Internet magazine and newspaper subscription. And it's one of my clients sent me this because they've been hearing me talk about Bitcoin. I talk about it all the time. You know, I'm in the advertising business and I can't help but advertise Bitcoin because I'm so excited about it. But one of my clients' wife sent me that just the other day because they're looking into it, and they've been very successful in investments and stocks and things like that, and they're starting to see this on the
on the horizon, man.
On the horizon, they see it happening. And this article, I'll just read you a couple lines out of here. It's pretty neat. Bitcoin took Warren Buffett to the cleaners last year. That's the first line in this article. And then and it's done it 2 years in a row. Isn't that amazing?
2 years in a row.
And since the start in 2017, Bitcoin was made investor gains upwards to 360%.
Man.
As compared to a little 25% gain with Berkshire Hathaway stock that goes for 200 and what we see earlier?
71,000.
So everybody can't even play. Everybody can't even play that game.
No. No.
Most Americans can't.
Most Americans, even some pension funds, almost. Well, I can't say it as big as small as that, but
and there's a lot of strategies to this too. Now, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Okay, people are listening to all this stuff. And, well, how do I
get
some
get
Bitcoin?
in?
How can I get in? Well, there's like investment platforms you can get in. It's kind of like a mutual fund where they pay you a percentage. There's mining operations you can get involved in. All of us are involved in these, and if you go to our Facebook page, you can buy in. You can buy in and hold. That's a strategy. I'm doing a little of that myself with my wife.
Or if you want to trade.
Yeah, you want to trade in it. You just like you do Forex. You used to do Forex all the time. And you fell in love with the crypto.
Oh, yeah, I shift gears.
Shifted gears. It's much more profitable, don't you think? It's even more profitable than Forex. A lot of people are good traders in Forex, and they make good money. But this has so much upside potential. It's just crazy.
Well, because remember, guys, the Bitcoin is also linked to the blockchain. And that blockchain aspect of Bitcoin, that
Which
technology,
is the technology side.
Yeah, it's going to change everything. It's going to involve voting. It's going to involve insurance. It's going to involve banking. It's going to involve what was this something we was looking at earlier? Real estate.
Well,
it's going to involve all those areas.
Let's see the one on real estate.
Yeah.
I can't show you the video. I'm not technically adapted to our system here yet to show you that. But I'll show you the web page. And we saw the little, I think I got the video on one of our other, I can bring it up. But this is the web page. And they're going to use that technology in sharing the ownership through altcoins, through this altcoin. How do you say that? Atlant. You say that?
Atlant.
Atlant.
Almost like Atlanta.
Yeah, almost Atlanta without the A.
Yeah, Atlant.
Yeah.
This particular cryptocurrency is going to be involved, and as you can see here,
the ICO starts in 4 days.
4 days, and that's the initial coin offering.
Yep.
And I think I'd like to get a part.
Time to jump in. Me too.
Now this is a long-term deal. It's a long-term deal because it's going to take a long time for them to get all the properties that they're going to carry as part of this. But anybody can invest in little slivers. You don't have to buy a whole apartment complex. You can just buy a sliver
and get in the game.
That's the whole point. In the game.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool deal.
Yeah.
And so you got Buffett getting spanked. You got Mark
Zuckerberg getting spanked.
Yeah, he's going to get spanked too because
Mark Cuban said.
But Mark Cuban, he got spanked.
Right.
But you know, I respect Cuban. We talked about this last week. I respect him for that. He admitted it, and he went and he said, "You know what? This thing's for real.
It's for real.
I'm going to quit, doing the status quo here, and I'm going to see that this is an emerging economy. It's
emerging.
It's for real.
Yep.
So, anyways, I think I have that here.
Let me just kind of list. I made a list of some of the industries that are part of that 19 list of disruption.
Oh,
okay. Kick it out, man. Kick it out.
I'm not going to go into a lot of details. I'm just going to
call some names out.
Banking and payment systems, cyber security, supply chain technology, forecasting, networking and Internet of Things, IoT, insurance, private transport and ride sharing, online data storage, charities, voting, government, public benefits, healthcare data storage and transfer, energy management, online music, retail, real estate, crowdfunding, and just about every other industry under the sun.
So you fall under there somewhere. You're going to get wet. It's no doubt.
Gary, what does that say right there?
Charity.
And
we just showed up.
Let's go back to Dash. Do we have that? We can show that picture that Dash, one of the companies, they actually, we had the big flood going on.
In Houston.
Oh,
yeah.
And Dash gave, what was it?
$50K. $50K in cryptocurrency.
$50K in Dash currency.
Yep.
So this is, if
it's
they're
already,
giving, and this is what they're doing right now.
We're talking about, it's
and those
happening.
who receive that Dash coin, they will be able to spend it.
You better know it.
They will not just have it sitting somewhere on somebody's computer. They will be able to utilize that to get food, water, get some lumber,
how fast you think
materials.
it was sent?
It was done immediately.
Boom.
Just like
you
that.
didn't have to go through no bank. And because, you can't even get to the banks.
It's going to pull it up right now.
Yeah, this is an article.
Yeah, that's an article.
A web article that explains it right here.
Yeah, they sent some of their own trucks down there to help out.
Now, I was reading this article, and it says that this is a crypto show, like our show, similar. It's not us, but it's a crypto show. It says, over the past couple days, the state of Texas has hit the furious hurricane, devastated the region and severe flooding. Everybody's heard of this. And focused on 30,000 residents toward evacuation shelters. The impact of the storm destroyed a lot of Texas infrastructure, and people all over the country are working together to help the region's residents. Now the crew from the Crypto Show.
Yeah.
It's not us.
Not us.
But well, I think we'd like to help them. This week we are to get in touch with those guys.
Yeah.
We are to give them a call and talk with them. The Crypto Show is and usung.org have fired up an RV loaded with food, water, and other supplies to help hurricane victims, all paid with cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That is really, really neat.
Exactly. It's powerful.
It's here, and it's in its infant stage or the innovation stage, and it's only going to get bigger because that's going to introduce people to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Well,
now Dash, keep an eye on these guys. They're looking to do their own Super Bowl commercial this year.
We're talking about commercials.
See?
We're talking about
Think about that.
Yeah.
I think, now, this is my take on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Dash people, if what she says, they think they want to kick out the queen of the
Queen of the Hill. Yeah, you're always going for the top.
ballroom queen, which is Bitcoin. And she thinks she's prettier and fancier and whatever than the gal that invited. And she didn't get invited to the ball.
Yeah.
But they're busting the party.
They're coming after you.
So that's what Dash is trying to do.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that's a pretty gutsy move.
Yeah.
Now Dash is going for like 3 something, right? 320. Yeah. Okay.
Keep an eye
And they're
on
ranked number 7.
Yeah.
And
Keep an eye on it,
ranked
man.
number 7, and they're faster in transactional,
just in transaction processing.
processing.
Yeah.
It is faster than Bitcoin is, and it's a pretty bold thing to do. I mean, to knock out number 1. If that, that almost sounded like that's what their goal. That's what their goal is, right?
That's the goal.
Well, I mean, the also part is cryptocurrency is competitive.
It's competitive.
That's right.
There can only be, we've talked about this off camera a little bit, but there's a theory that there's going to be a one world currency,
right?
And up in because of the fiat currencies, that could never happen,
right?
Everybody blew that off, and of course even some people which do predictions and people who do religious predictions of a revelation type deal will tell you, oh yeah, the one is going to be a one world currency, but you can't really see that up until now. Now, right now there's a lot of currencies, and like the one we just Omisigo, that's working in Thailand.
Right.
That's going to develop there. We don't really see which one of these currencies might do, like Dash, take over number 1, or maybe Bitcoin will. They call Bitcoin the gold and Litecoin the silver, and just like her little allegory, showed the.
And it may take years, because it's innovative right now. And Richard Branson kind of mentioned it too. He says they're going to be Bitcoin, some going to get better than others. And that's no different in cars, man. You got
or
some
stocks,
cars,
or mutual funds.
You got 8-cylinder, you got 6-cylinder, you got 2-cylinder cars, man. You got 2 doors, 4 doors, you got sport, you got all that. And it's kind of the same in the same arena, man. You gotta choose and pick what your risk tolerance is, what you're looking for. You got to do your homework, because it's a wide open world for this. What are you going to do?
Yeah, what's going to be your strategy?
What are you going to do?
What is your strategy?
Exactly. What are you going to do?
Take advantage.
You can't sit back and watch this one. You gotta take it and try to ride it, because where you get on is going to determine your distance. If you get on now.
Just like the cost of Bitcoin.
It's the same thing.
What was it, 900 or 90 some dollars? We just showed the 10%.
400%.
When we got involved in this, when we bought our 10% into that deal with
that company.
I won't even give them the pleasure to even mention their nasty, dirty name. I've got a name for them.
Yeah.
But it was 90 some dollars.
Yeah. For just 10%.
For 10% of a Bitcoin.
Man.
Now it is $400.
Isn't that crazy?
plus, maybe 500 by next week.
I mean,
by next week it could easily be 500.
Remember though, you can only have 21 million
Bitcoin.
So
that makes it very valuable.
Yeah, that makes it valuable that you got to get on, because it won't be at one point you won't be able to get a ride at all.
Well, here's my strategy.
A ticket for it.
Here's my strategy. There's ways you can make Bitcoin. There's a lot of ways out there on the internet, and all of us have our own private, ways to do that. This show is not for that, but you can go down below this video, and it'll have links to each one of us.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you can check it out, see what you want to do. But there's risk tolerances in them. There's strategies. There's ways to help market that and that type of thing. But this show's really to get some things that have happened last week and currently, and some new opportunities that might be out there. I have had most of my success just holding, not just gaining, putting it away to take advantage of other things, but it's growing on its own even by just sitting there. You can put money in your blockchain account, 3 weeks later it's grown 25%.
Yeah, that's the purpose of an investment. You remember Robert Kiyosaki? His 4 quadrants. Right. You have the self-employed.
Yeah.
You have the employee, the self-employed, the business owner, and then the last one is the investor. Okay. Of those 4, the strongest is the investor, because now your money is working for you.
Exactly.
Business owner, granted, has a business in which he has employees and they're out there working, and he's supposed to be able to leave for a year and still see his business grow. That doesn't always happen.
In my business,
that doesn't always happen.
I've been gone for a week at a time. 10 days maybe. I'm back because
you got to check back in, Gary.
But the investor is the guy and gal who puts their money into something for which it does the work for them 24 hours a day. And it's working for them, whether they are working themselves or on vacation or they're sick, whatever. That's what we're talking about, investing.
And it only takes, with some of these things we're talking about, it only takes maybe a couple of hours a day.
Yeah, if that much.
A check in the morning, a check in the afternoon, make some adjustments.
Stick your toe in.
Yeah.
Just stick your toe in.
Yeah, be conservative. Be conservative. And of course, that means you want to conserve your money.
Right.
Do 10%. Do 5%.
And don't take it just from us. Take it from some of these people who are like Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's watch it. I've got a video that I want to show folks of both Richard Branson and Bill Gates talking about the value of Bitcoin. So don't just take it from us.
Yeah.
These are people. I'll tell you what. Take it from Warren Buffett. He's got a spanking. He'll probably tell you right now.
Well, I tell you this. I bet he's aware of Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, they just had a meeting. They had a meeting a couple of months ago just for
all of them.
Their investment.
The big shots.
Both of those. You better know it.
Big shots.
You don't think Wall Street knows about Bitcoin? Yes, they do.
They hold their cards.
They know.
You know why they're good at what they do?
What's that?
They hold their cards.
They keep
close
quiet
to
about
their
it, but
chest.
they working on it.
They're working.
Just like we talked about last week. Bank of America already has patents for blockchain.
Yeah, what was it? 9 patents they'd already
that they had filed in. We don't know how many they've already filed. It was just on.
It was 9 more.
9 more. So they already talking about it, and
you got to read between the lines.
Themselves.
9 more.
They trying to adapt. That's what they're trying to do, and so we're just trying to get average Joe to adapt to. You can play this game. Shirley too.
Yeah, Shirley Joe.
Shirley Joe, whoever. Shaniqua, anybody, whoever wants to do this, you can do it. That's the whole point. We're average guys talking about an opportunity that can be a life-changing event for anybody.
And because it's going up,
it's only going up.
It's like hooking your train, hooking your caboose to the.
Because it could be exciting for somebody to put $25 in. Because what is it going to take for you to catch it? Because it may be only $25 for somebody. They put in $25 and 30 days later or 90 days later, that $25 is turned to $50.
$50. You can't get that at the bank.
See what I'm saying?
401k.
You can't get that in the bank for a year. Will it give you a 1/4%? You can put $100 in the bank and you're waiting for $1. all year. See what I'm saying? Yeah, but you're gonna take it and put it in the bank for an entire year, waiting on $1.
I made 4
see what I'm
cents
saying?
today.
And we telling you to take that $100 and put it in Bitcoin and see what happens.
We didn't put in the value of inflation.
Exactly, all that. You're not getting anything in return for it.
And you waited an entire year. Not even breaking
exactly, and you waited an entire year for that. And all we're saying is, average Joe and Sally, just take your $100 instead of going to the casino that for a month. Get $100 instead of buying coffee or hamburger. Take $100 and put it in a Bitcoin and see what happens in 90 days. Exactly. If nothing happens that you don't like, take your money out.
That's right. It's just a basic strategy.
There you
buy and
go.
hold.
Buy and hold and see what happens.
You're not saying you have to be a whiz kid.
We're not telling you got to go. You don't have to go talk to a broker about this. There is no fees involved. You are the broker.
You are the
bank.
Go
take your money and put it in a Bitcoin and see what happens for yourself. Don't be on the sideline watching somebody else do it. Do it for yourself so you have that experience and understanding, and then you can turn it. You turned on to something, and then you can have a paradigm shift in how you can do things.
And the guys in the know, the big people in finance and in business, they know about this.
They know about this.
And here's a little clip that we pulled off just to show you that they asked him kind of off the cuff. They had him, Sir Branson, there to ask him about his space ship.
Right.
But they asked him.
They kind of cornered him.
They kind of cornered him on this issue. Let's watch.
This is a currency that's really going to work eventually.
Well, I think it is working, and there will be other currencies like it that may be even better. But in the meantime, there's a big industry around Bitcoin, and people have made fortunes out of Bitcoin. Some people have lost money out of Bitcoin.
It's volatile. It's volatile.
Yeah, but it is quite volatile. But when in volatility, people can make.
Put in Bitcoin for 90 days.
There you go. There you go.
Take it out. Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was a short clip. Caught me off guard.
Exactly. So I mean, you kind of almost want to challenge those who are watching. You got $100.
If you got $50.
If you got $50, take it out your savings account and put it into a Bitcoin and see what happens for 90 days. If you don't like what it is, take it out and put it back in your account.
Yeah, and you don't have to learn all this stuff.
Yeah.
Really today. You can tune into our program every week. You can go back and look at some of the other episodes. You can click on the links below this video, and it says show more down there. Also, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you subscribe to the channel, you have a
behind.
notice.
You have the behind.
There's a little bell. There's a subscribe and a little bell. Click them both, and it'll send you a message. And then you can know when we're on or that there's a new video up. And just follow along. Hopefully we're kind of entertaining because we're just kind of regular Joes. Hopefully that's so. But you'll pick up some articles. Go read those articles.
Exactly.
Go look them up. You can stop your player and see what we're talking about and go Google it. Find out a little bit about it. Do some of your research. You'll find this is fascinating.
It is.
Absolutely
it's fascinating.
It
is
and
big.
it's such an opportunity to really earn some wealth for you and your family.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the greatest things I want to share with as many people as I can. I have a Coinbase account, and last night, they're in the Coinbase account. They can let you refer your friends. Now, I've done that with like what is that? A little blue box where you Dropbox. I remember early on, I sent an email to all my friends to join up for, and they didn't pay you a commission or anything. They just, if you do that, they'll give you more space on your Dropbox.
Right.
I got over 1 terabyte worth of Dropbox because I sent it out. I was an early adopter. I sent it out to all those people, and a lot of people signed up and got the free, 1 gig or 2 gigs worth of space on a Dropbox, if you know what a Dropbox is. But anyway, now, so same kind of program came up for my Coinbase account. That's the account where you can
set up,
and buy your own Bitcoins. Ethereum, Litecoin, or Bitcoin with your credit card or your debit card. And so they gave me that same opportunity. Well, I went down the list, got about halfway down my list. I sent it to people. I said, well, that guy will think I'm a quack, but I'm sending it to him anyway.
Right.
Anyway, I just went down. I sent it to a bunch of people. I'll be surprised if anybody signs up thinking, oh, that, you know, what in the heck is that? They may even know what it is.
Right.
But if you want to have an account and start buying some Bitcoin, that's a great way to do it.
Exactly.
Just get you a Bitcoin.
Just get started.
Yeah.
Get started.
That's the whole thing.
That's
Just
get
started. You know, that's really the most important thing to do.
Yeah, I have really enjoyed this show. This is our second show out of the box, and we've got so much. We didn't cover everything we had planned to cover.
More to come.
More to come. Yeah. We want you to tune in. Click below. Us every week. Again, subscribe. Please subscribe, and then you know, you can email us. You can get in touch with us. Send us a message. We all have Facebook accounts. It's mentioned down below there, and you can message us or join or make comments on our Facebook accounts. And we'd like to get to know you a little bit. If you got questions, bring them on.
Yeah.
You know, I'll send them to Patrick because he's the smartest guy in our room, and he'll answer them all for you.
Somebody come in. Come on in. Come on, sit here, man.
But anyway, until next week, we hope you've enjoyed it, and we sure have, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks so much.
All right.
All right, man.